not one single wishlist video. I've stayed very far away from making one. Multiple reasons. I don't want to just throw Need for Speed videos out there before the game's even been announced or even teased. I feel that's a bit pointless. So I've just tried to keep myself away from talking about it so I can kind of build it all up and shit it out in one video, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today. No, we're not going to speak about Need for Speed 2015. Don't ask, we're not talking about it. We're going to keep things forward and move on, and we're going to talk about the next game. I've already spoken about why Need for Speed 2015 was important and it had its mark for me, so I don't feel like I need to repeat myself. Now, the reason why I'm extremely excited for this game is just because of how in the dark we are with it. I can't say I can expect anything. I can't say I can judge anything really, because it's just they haven't said anything. We don't know if they're going to go back with the story they had with the other game, which wasn't really a story. We don't know if they're going to come out with a completely new story. We're completely in the dark with this, and I kind of like it. It just builds up anticipation, and with this game I'm not really scared of being anticipated, because whatever Ghost Games bring to the table with the next game, I can assure you that it's going to be a million times better than what the last game was. It just has to be. They had so much feedback. They were the communication was ridiculous, and they always listened to what we had to say, really. In terms of game developers, I haven't really seen any other speak to the community the way that they actually have. And it goes a long way, because as much as people like to shit on the last game, a lot of things were put in that weren't in the vanilla game, and they were things that we asked for. And I've just realised I'm talking about the last game and I said I wouldn't. Great. We're off to a great start. So, enough bullshit. What do we want to see in the next Need for Speed game, or what do I want to see? So, there's a lot of things that I kind of want out of the next Need for Speed game, and one of the main things, and I think everyone's been speaking about it at this point, a lot of people want it in this place, and I am one of those people. In Japan. So you might be thinking, hey, why do you want it in Japan? Why does everyone keep talking about Japan? Japan is such a vibrant place in terms of the way it looks. When I look at that place from an outside perspective, it just screams a Need for Speed game. Why no one has ever said this in the past, why no one's ever thought this, is beyond me. I really genuinely think that it will make one of the best Need for Speed games. The car culture is ridiculous out there, the racing culture is ridiculous out there, and there's so much variety. People like to think it's just drift and JDM, but believe it or not, even though it's the home of Japanese domestic motors, it just isn't just that. There is so much more. Whatever they do over in the Western world, they do it like 10 times more exaggerated in Japan. It's crazy. Whether you like that style or you don't like that style, whether you like the style that they have over there or you don't, you've kind of got to admit that they are really into their customization and owning their cars. Not only is it the culture that I appreciate and the way the place looks in general, I just feel like a different setting for Need for Speed would be so refreshing to play on. That's kind of it. I'm not gonna go in deep saying, oh, I'm Japanese, but you know, I think it'll be a great place for the game to be. Simple as that. If you don't like that idea, that's cool, whatever. Moving swiftly on to the next topic is cars and customization. Now, with the car list on the next game, I would really like to see a lot more variety in terms of what we can have. I would like to see just a bit more cars you would expect and a little less cars you wouldn't expect. So things like variants of the same car, maybe, just to kind of spread it out a bit. I just want to see kind of a more bulky car list, if that makes any sense. Other than that, I was quite happy with the cars we had with the last game. It was just a bit boring putting the same parts on over and over again, and that leads me on to customization, which I just want more of. There isn't much I can go into. I've said it all. I want neon, LED, all that shit. Being able to change headlights as well as tail lights, everything. Just let us touch and play with as much as we possibly can, as much as licensing will let you. I just really want to be able to make a car absolutely unique. And you can do that with the rap editor, fair enough, but you know, just a bit more, that's all. There isn't much I can say, honestly. I would like to say each individual thing, but I'd be talking for fucking hours. All I can say is more. And hopefully everyone watching can agree with that. So the PvP experience with the last game, again, I'm talking about the last game, and I said I wouldn't, but this is very necessary. The PvP with the last game was a bit bad, and I can appreciate that it was put in at last minute. It isn't something that they made from the beginning of the game. They made it towards the end of the life of the game, so I can appreciate that it was rushed, semi. They have that platform now, so I'm just expecting more of a structure when it comes to what, you know, races we can do, what types of races, how the races and menus look, just a lot more depth to it. But it's the little things that will kind of interest me, like, you know, having a lobby and being able to see a car in the lobbies, maybe looking around at other people's cars, things like that, just little things. Also, the servers and connections and the way the game works in terms of the internet, hopefully they can sort that out, because in the last game it made the game at some points unplayable. I really do hope and pray, and I have hope, I have faith that they have this under control and they have fixed the issues with the last one. I just want to see more, and everything's there. They just need to build up on it. I feel like build on what they already have, and we've got ourselves a very, very good Need for Speed game. Now the final and the last thing I want to talk about is the storyline. Now the storyline in the last Need for Speed game, again, I'm talking about the last Need for Speed game. The last Need for Speed story wasn't it wasn't really a story, was it? It was cool, the idea was there again, but it just wasn't executed well. I just think the actors were just hilarious, but you know, it didn't really add to any feel. I just felt like I wasn't a part of that. It just felt like I was watching a movie in between playing the game. It didn't feel like it didn't blend together properly. I feel like maybe if the characters were CGI, or maybe they were put in the same way that Need for Speed Most Wanted and Need for Speed Carbon did it, where it kind of just blended in real life or live action with animation or the video game. And I feel like that can be done. If they're going to do that, who knows? But like I said, I have faith that Ghost Games will come through with this next game. I'm perfectly relaxed, and I feel like the next Need for Speed game will be great. It's much needed at this point, because I am running out of taste with the games that are currently out now in terms of making videos, especially cinematics. They're very, very, very bland. Forza. So I hope you enjoyed my little rant video. There won't be any more of this until we see something from the Ghost Games team or the Need for Speed page itself talking or hinting the game. I don't have anything else to say. I'm very excited. You're very excited, hopefully. And I think it's safe to say that the next Need for Speed game will be a million times better than the last one. And if that ain't something to just chill and relax about, then I don't know what is. Leave a comment, subscribe and like, and subscribe and like and comment, and I'll see you in the next installment. Thanks for watching.